It's almost 80 years to the day since the last Brooklands 500. And we are here to celebrate what I believe was Dr. Benjafield's maiden race for the BRDC, and what a fantastic and exciting race it turned out to be. I am sure that if Dr. Benjafield was looking down on us this weekend, he would have a serious smile of approval.
I think having done sort of Goodwood and classic Le Mans, we were always looking for new ideas. And I was reading one of the sort of old books, and there was something called the Brooklands 500, which I didn't actually know that much about. And then I discovered that actually one of the cars I own actually did it in 1931. So it made me look into it more, and sort of some posters and old motorsport magazines. And I suddenly realised that actually Benjafield was the first chap who actually sort of organised the first race for the BRDC. and it was done very much as a social affair and sort of an exciting race. And it turned out to be one of Brooklyn's favourite races. So Benjafield's like doing things first, and off we went. And it sort of seeded from there, really, and it sort of grew out of a bar chat.
"2019 marks 100 years since Walter Owen Bentley founded Bentley Motors and started building the cars that would one day beat the world on the racetrack. Headlining the Vintage Sports Car Club event, the Benjafield's Racing Club arrived at Silverstone to celebrate the milestone in style.
We were thinking about what could we do to celebrate. We've done a few things in the past. We've done a 500-mile race, we did a 24-hour race, and we thought, well, let's do a 100-mile race, but we'll call it the 100 because it's the 100th anniversary. And it's a 45-minute race, and we have a full grid of 40 cars. And we don't think that there has ever been 40 vintage Bentleys on a track at the same time, ever. And we think it's very unlikely to happen again.
Named after 1927 Le Mans winner Dudley Benjafield, the club aims to preserve the history of camaraderie and sportsmanship inspired by those original Bentley boys.
The club was formed nearly 30 years ago to celebrate him and his British sportsmanship, and the club very much endures that today. We all compete in life and cars, but when we come together, it's all about having a good time.
The Benjafield Racing Club, it's an eclectic group of people. All of them have done something with their lives before they've become a Benjafield member. They have a common shared passion for using the cars in a motorsport fashion, be it rallying, be it racing, be it hill climbing, and actually having a spirit of competition, but friendly competition that's fair.
It's about the race, but it's actually, for us, it's about the event. Everyone getting together, you know, a party beforehand, a party afterwards, taking it seriously, but it's doing it as a team. And even though we want to win, it's not about the winning. In fact, today, the last three over the finishing line, we're thinking about putting them on the podium. Just because, you know, that's the silly thing we like to do.
With practice over, the highlight of the day was the race itself, the Benjafield 100. And fittingly, on a British track for the first time in 57 years, it would feature the extraordinary sight of a Le Mans start.
First time in the UK since 1962 we've been given the chalice to pull it off safely. If we get it wrong, it will be the last time it's ever performed, I'm sure. We're here to do it right and get it back on the menu for motorsport.
unbelievable. I mean, thank you to the organisation, you know, for getting this together. To have 40 Bentleys on the grid at Silverstone is amazing itself, and then to do a Le Mans start, we've just got to do it properly because we'd like to do it again.
It was a special moment as 40 vintage Bentleys set off racing just as WO himself had originally intended.
I think we're duty-bound to use the cars almost to their limit. Yeah, I think that, you know, if I was any good at racing, someone would have paid me to do it a long time ago, and they haven't. So actually, I'm just having fun.
It's an amazing thing because W.O. Bentley, if he knew that so many of his cars were circulating around a track on a day like today, he'd have a smile from ear to ear, but instead it's all of us who've got that smile.
What you see today as the cars fly around, I can tell you from the driver's point of view, we're full beans, we're giving it all they've got.
We race them, we rally them, we tour all the way across the world, and we also take the dog down the pub in them. What could be better?
The event attracted some very special machinery, including one of WO's very first experimental models and the first works Bentley to take on Le Mans.
WO prepared this car and entered it in 25, and so it really marks the start of the company's journey, and obviously they went on to win it a total of 5 times. So the Bentley brand that we have today, this global brand, has all come about because of its racing heritage, and it really can be traced back to the start, which is this car.
We're very lucky today, thanks to the generosity of some Benjafield members. We have the original 3-litre car that crashed at the White House, and basically then Dr. Benjafield and Sammy Davis went on to win the race, which is a legend in the Bentley circles. And then we have the Birkin car, which is unbelievably special, which is the car that was used as the hare to beat Mercedes. And to have that here today is amazing.
It's testament to the craftsmanship of Bentley Motors and the passion of the owners that so many vintage Bentleys survive today. Back on track, while the number 9 of Richard Hudson and Stuart Morley won the race, Martin Overington brought the day to a close in true Benjafield style, leading the cars on a parade lap complete with Union Jack and passengers.
To get us all away clean was, we were all keeping our fingers crossed. Fortunately, we all belong to the same club, we all trust each other, but it was fantastic, a spectacle. Pushing as much as we could, it was quite greasy, the surface, and these cars kind of dance on the oil. It was good fun, it was a good clean race, it was nice to see. I think W.O. Bentley would have been very proud of us.
Drivers of 6 nations race to their cars at the start of the world's most grueling race.
It's 24 hours non-stop with 2 drivers to each car.
Bentley had won this race in 1924, 27 and 28.
Great Britain did well with 4 out of the first 6 places.
The Bentleys could finish in line of start, taking the first 4 places.
In 1928, a 4.5-litre Bentley driven by Wolf Bernardo and Bernard Rubin took the checkered flag at Le Mans. It was one of 5 historic victories at the famous circuit that were to make Bentley a legend.
Around 20 of the competing Bentleys will be flagged off from central London on the Tuesday before the race, crossing the Channel overnight on the Portsmouth to Caen ferry, before driving to Le Mans, as the Bentley boys did in that period.
Just racing drive, just do.
Starting at the London Royal Automobile Club, the journey begins.
I was so lucky last year to get contacted by Sarah. She's the daughter of the owner of the car from 1952 to 1988, and she had an old film from 1969 where 2030 Bentleys drove from London to Le Mans to celebrate the Golden Jubilee of Bentley.
Every model produced by the old Bentley company was represented.
So this particular car was on there. So it's just amazing to be able to continue history together with all these great people here.
I hate them. I hate you more than you hate me. But that's possible.
This is the Golden Jubilee year of the Bentley. As part of the celebration, 70 beautiful examples, the majority of them vintage models, of one of the world's best-known cars, set out across the channel on what could be described as a pilgrimage to Le Mans. With the cars went 200 members of the Bentley Drivers Club, wives and families included.
Road to Mandalay, Rally of the Inca.
Been up and down.
It's the only Bentley car in existence.
We had 1925.
This car was the first Bentley, first British car that ever raced at Le Mans. Fantastic.
What an amazing collection of unique personalities. They raced everywhere you can race. On the road again, heading to the ferry.
As the cars prepared to embark on the cross-channel ferry, ahead of them waited a series of celebration parties when the cavalcade reached Le Mans after following the identical route used by the old Bentley team.
Having slept standing up for a night, we continue fresh and happy towards Le Mans.
First time I came here was 1978, and I came in the back of a Speed 6 Bentley all the way from Scotland with my mother and father and my younger brother Dougal. And it wasn't meant to be a race, the Bentley thing, but of course by the time we got to the Dunlop Bridge, everyone was going for it, and my mother was shouting to my father, slow down, and my brother and I were in the back going, faster Dad, faster Dad. In the back of that Bentley, I thought, this was life-changing. This is what I want to do when I'm a big boy. I want to race Bentleys, I want to race cars at Le Mans. So that started me off at Le Mans, but to be back here in a Bentley, this is one of the original 1930 supercharged 4.5 litres, which 50 were made. To be in a supercharged 4.5 litre Bentley at Le Mans for Le Mans Classic with the Benjafields doesn't get better.
This sunny afternoon, Bentleys lined up in Le Mans village.
there's so many great cars here, and it's great to see that winning cars of Le Mans, the first car participating in Le Mans, are all gathered here today. And I think we're going to be 73 cars at the starting grid. It never happened before, and it might never happen again.
Only one Bentley participated in Le Mans 1923.
L'épreuve des 24 heures du Mans est née il y a 51 ans.
It was on February the 7th in 1923 that the idea for the 24 Hours of Le Mans was born.
Est enfin homologué par la CIR.
I don't know how Captain Duff found out about it, but a load of enthusiasts suddenly decided that this was the location to get all their cars that they'd just built recently to show off to the world to see if they could race them for 24 hours. Nobody had ever done that before, and it was the first time they ever did it. So this car was here 100 years ago, did the race with all the other French cars, and came fourth. So it's quite a special car. I'm very lucky to own it, and I'm very, very lucky to race it here with all my friends 100 years later. Well, actually, it wasn't me that raced it 100 years ago. It was somebody called Captain Duff who then went on to win the Le Mans race in a Bentley. Then I have another Bentley here, number 10, which is the first team car.
So when Mr. Bentley finally said he would come to Le Mans, put in a factory effort, this was the car.
It was incredibly robust. A jealous Tory Bugatti called it the fastest lorry in the world. But then it had to be, because the racing was brutal. 49 cars started that 1925 race, and yet just 16 cars finish.
Mr. Benjafield, Dr. Benjafield, raced this car with a chap called Kensington Moyer, who was the factory manager, and the two of them raced it for the first time in 1925. Unfortunately, they did not finish the race, so to bring it back to Le Mans and race it again, it's fantastic.
The fact that the Bentley company had gone from selling their first vehicle to winning the biggest racing platform on the planet in just 3 years was beyond Walter O. Bentley's wildest imagination.
And then they won Le Mans all the way through into about 1930, I think. So Bentley's a very, very famous, very, very historical car in the early years of Le Mans.
And here we have another fellow from those fabulous Le Mans days.
The car is a 1925, started out as a 1925 3-litre. It was actually the team practice car for the 1927 Le Mans entry, and also the donor car for spares. And then it took the first 4.5-litre engine that Bentley produced. It's nostalgia, it's just great.
Yet the greater the danger, the more modest was Tim Birkin, and his public loved him for it.
While he was successful in all of those races, he wasn't satisfied with the speed of his cars, and so he opened his own workshop in Welwyn Garden City. His goal was to make his cars go a lot faster than W.O. Bentley had ever intended. It was at great expense that he developed a special supercharger called the Blower.
I think there are actually more blowers these days than they built in the first place. So I think there's about 5 running, which would be great, because normally I'm the only blower. The car I'm actually driving today is this one. It's a 4.5-litre supercharged car, and it's the only Bentley blower in existence to have ever won an international race.
W.O. Bentley on the right did not approve. According to him, the supercharger would undermine Bentley's reputation for reliability by overstressing the engine.
(1929), and Tim Birkin entered the legendary 24-hour race at Le Mans.
He led a team of 4 Bentleys. Co-driving with the diamond millionaire Wolf Bonato in the first Speed 6.
Throughout the race, the Bentley team led. The other competitors hadn't a chance.
W.O. Bentley was there to watch the race, and when it became clear that at least 2 Bentleys would win, he said nothing. But the whole team came in. First, second, third, and fourth.
Tim Birkin and Wolf Bonato were victorious. They had driven 1,777 miles at an average speed of 74 miles an hour. A new world record.
gentlemen. First of all, I welcome you to another new day. Fantastic. Today's the day. It's a very historic day, and it will be part of the Bentley ongoing history.
Les 24 heures du Mans, c'est le clou du moment. Vraiment, c'est le big événement.
Cars are lined up for scrutineering at Le Mans. Perhaps, like the track itself, this feature has been altered almost out of recognition. Certainly today, it is a highly organised form of chaos.
Tandis que sur les pelouses, bah dis donc que je te pousse en douce, le public sur les pouces. Chacun se croit un champion comme Pancho, car on a droit aux illusions à gogo. Quand tout se termine et que chacun se débine, plus d'une fois je crois rouler tout comme une voiture à
It's always nerve-wracking. I mean, you know, I've had many a race meeting where you've got to go away and do various things, put extra springs on your throttle, or the fire extinguisher's out of date, or your shoes are out of date, and then you've got to go and find a new pair and whatever you've got to do to fix the car to get it through. But hopefully today things will go smoothly.
Is this going to stick on here? Look at that, work of art.
Voila! And we've signed off and we can go. Even Bill signed off. You signed off, Bill?
No, not quite yet.
Oh, almost.
We have a plan.
The start today is the Le Mans start, and Le Mans starts are very dangerous, particularly in our cars, if people miss a gear or something.
Some of us with non-original body parts are pretty good.
So you jump in your car.
I've no idea. It's going to be we have to run across the track to get it and jump into the cars and go. It's declared as a regularity parade, but it is a race.
Are you ready? Yes, c'est parti! Ils sont dans leur voiture. Et maintenant, il faut démarrer ces voitures.
Benjafield's Racing Club, the true spirit of camaraderie and sportsmanship.
To have fun, that's what we're here for.
Our journey to the Hotel de France takes us 40 kilometers southeast of Le Mans.
Les soirs sans fin, je traînais sur ma Vespa, dans mon gilet de satin, c'était la Dolce Vita.
Part of the fun of visiting this historic location is the ride down to the hotel along the quiet D roads of the region, roads that once roared to the sound of race cars. The Hotel de France, steeped in the history of the Le Mans 24-hour race, can be found in Place de la République, a square in the centre of La Châtre-sur-le-Loire. The hotel opened for business in 1905 and remained in the ownership of the same family for 4 generations. From the 1950s, it was used as the headquarters for motor racing teams taking part in the famous Le Mans 24-hour race. For over 20 years, teams worked long into the night preparing cars at the hotel, ready for the race.
Silence! The Benjafield Club of the UK have arrived in the Chartres. Before we start dinner, the man with the worst taste in jackets, Jonathan Turner, would like to say a few words.
I just want to say that this, I think, and I know, has been the first time in the history of the world that 73 Bentleys have raced at the same time, at the same place, and God, Le Mans, wasn't that unbelievable?
Yeah.
I'd like to confirm that it was my idea, but it wasn't. But it wasn't my idea. Actually, I think it was Chris's idea.
Well, on the second lap, I just smelt petrol a bit. Suddenly the engine cut out and flames shot out underneath the bonnet through the louvers, and then the flames started coming on through to my feet, and the smoke and the flames and everything else under the sun. Anyway, we didn't bail out, so we were all right, and we're still racing. Brilliant.